Okay, welcome to the ME140 Cleveland Open Cup Laboratory. What we're going to do is we're going to be testing the flash point and combustion temperature point of fuel, and today what we're going to be looking at is WD-40. So basically what we have is we've got our apparatus, and I'm going to turn on our heater so we can get this started. Not inside, but what we have is just a hot plate, and on top of our hot plate we've got an ASTM standard Cleveland Open Cup, which is filled with our fluid, which is again WD-40. We've got a thermocouple in the fluid, which is being read on our LabVIEW data acquisition system, which I'll go ahead and get started right now. And it looks like our beginning temperature is going to be about 23 degrees C, and our ignition source is going to be this small metal tube, which at the very end has a kernel of flame. Okay, we don't want to park our kernel of flame above our fuel source, because we don't want that flame to be adding to its environment. We don't want it to heat up the environment. We want it to just be an ignition source, so that's why we pass it slowly over our fuel. Okay? So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off our lights, and you can see our kernel of flame passing over our fuel supply. Right now we've got our hot plate heating up, and it will take quite some time. It'll take a few minutes to heat up our fuel. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause the camera and come back when our temperature is up a little bit higher. Okay, and we're back. Our temperature of the fluid is now about 44 C. And as you can see, as I move the kernel of flame across the top of our cup, you can see little changes to our kernel of flame. When we get right to the very edge, our fuel is starting to heat up and off gas. But it's off gassing such a small amount, and the heat isn't there yet. But it's contributing a little bit. You can see a little more turbulence in the kernel, and whenever I get to the very edge of the cup, you'll see that kernel grow just a little bit. I don't know how well the camera is catching that, but right there, right there. See it grow just a little bit, and you'll actually see small production of soot. You'll see little orange additions to the flame right there. Our temperature is now about 49. See? There we just had a flash, and we have about 52 C. I hope the camera caught that. We had our first flash point. Now the combustion just can't continue because there's not enough heat, not enough energy being released by fuel. You see the effect of the kernel right there on the edges is growing. It's continuing to grow a little bit while it's right over the edge. Now we're up to about 58 C. And you can definitely see some more off-gassing above the flame, above the kernel now, over the fuel. especially right at the edges of the cup. There we have a small, and there's fire. There's our ignition point. And we are at 66 C.